As an international businessman, educator, writer, and explorer, I've traveled to more than 35 countries, passionate about ancient history, driven by an urgent need to share a discovery that might just redefine our understanding of our forgotten past. My expeditions have led me to the very eye of what some believe to be Atlantis, not once or twice, but 3 times now, and yet the call of the unknown beckons me further still. I've really gotten into the thick of some mysteries that most folks don't even know about. I'm talking about digging deep into a secret that could turn what we know about history on its head. Hi there, I'm David Stig Hansen. I've been to the Rashad structure 3 times now. I'm driven by an urgent need to share a discovery that might just redefine our understanding of our forgotten past. I've started as a Google Earther in this region, but today I've put my boots on the ground to explore what appears to be evidence of a megalithic primordial advanced civilization. It's more than just a lost city to a cataclysm, which was the end of Atlantis. I'm more interested in the beginning. I think that there's million-year-old evidence that goes back to the beginning of Atlantis, which I believe was an international civilization that spanned the globe. Plato gives us real-world examples in his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, that can connect us to our world's real ancient past. He didn't just make it all up. It came from his ancestor Solon's notes from 200 years earlier, which Plato claimed to have studied from a young age and to still have these writings in his possession. Solon was an Athenian statesman who went to Egypt in 590 to 580 BC and documented what the Egyptian priest Sanchis of Sais told him about Atlantis, which the priests had interpreted from hieroglyphs on the walls of the ancient temple. Let's talk about these locations I just went to this last month and see what they have to tell about the quest for Atlantis. I'd never been to Spain before. What started as an excuse to add one more country to my list of those I'd visited turned into a profound experience and new emotional relationship. From stealing groceries in Barcelona to where I had the best Italian pizza ever in Madrid, and Cadiz, where the oldest city in Western Europe stands tall in the silent watch of ancient shores. Cadiz is important in the tale of Atlantis because it served as the bridge between Spain's coast and the story Plato told about Atlantis. It's essentially the twin city, tied to the part of the story where Atlas's twin brother received his share and lot of inheritance, connecting real-world geography to the mythic narrative of Atlantis. Cadiz also serves as a living testament to the maritime navigational knowledge of ancient civilizations, positioned at the gateway between the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, also known as the Pillars of Hercules. Cadiz was a crucial node in the trade routes and cultural exchanges between Atlantis and the rest of the ancient world. Plato said Atlantis held sway over Tyrrhenia and Egypt. The Strait of Gibraltar is the only known way to get there. Its strategic location and enduring legacy hint at it being a part of the legendary Atlantean civilization, making it a key clue to unraveling the mysteries. Gibraltar just isn't any rock. It stands as the northern pillar of Hercules, a guardian at the Mediterranean's edge, full of stories from the past. It's like a watchful sentinel over the sea, shrouded in legends and whispering of civilizations long gone. Then, 14 miles across the Strait of Gibraltar in Morocco, you've got Jebel Musa, the counterpart to Gibraltar, forming the southern pillar of Hercules, the twin sentinel, standing on the other side of the entry to the unknown. Legends say these 2 giants mark the entrance to Atlantis. The legendary hero Hercules split the mountain that connected Europe and Africa, forming the passage between the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean, as well as separating the 2 continents, creating the biggest waterfall in the world. This act, using his immense strength to create the Strait of Gibraltar, is commemorated by the Pillars of Hercules. How far back in time have ancient vessels used them as navigational landmarks to mark the exit from the Mediterranean? The areas surrounding these legendary pillars are dotted with remarkable caves, each with its own tale to tell. The Rock of Gibraltar is home to the awe-inspiring St. Michael Michael's cave. My journey took me to the cave of Hercules in Tangier. While everyone is noticing the cave's bright entrance, famously known as the map of Africa because it mirrors the shape of the continent, no one is noticing that the ceilings bear witness to history itself with two distinct layers of carvings and tool marks. Yet, amidst these wonders, it's an unnamed cave I found at the foot of Jebel Musa, the southern pillar of Hercules, that holds the deepest mystery, later appropriated by someone smaller, but still shrouded in silence and whispers of the past. As I ventured through South Morocco, I finally arrived in Marrakesh, just north of the Atlas Mountains. Although my time there was short, I didn't miss the chance to take an exploratory look at what surely wouldn't be my last visit to this mountain. Herodotus, the famed historian, had placed the Atlantis tribe near these very mountains, adding a more recent perspective to the intrigue. Plato's mention of mountains to the north resonate with the Atlas Mountains' grandeur, aligning with theories connecting them to an African Atlantis. Now mix in some local Berber legends talking about the land being swallowed by the sea, which is pretty much the ancient version of a familiar cataclysm that we all know of. The lack of large mammals on the open sea islands like the Azores supports the feasibility of a large continent African Atlantis, especially given the historical presence of elephants and giraffes in the Western Sahara region at that time. Enter the Su-Masa hypothesis, created by Michael Hubner between 2008 in 2012, where he took all the constraints and masked them on the earth, and in the end it pointed directly at the Su-Masa Basin in Morocco, saying it's the most likely location according to all those constraints. The Rashad structure is just a stone's throw away to the south, and if you head north, you bump into Cadiz. So we're talking about a prime location here, right south of the High Atlas Mountains, where the legends and the landscapes could very well be holding on to the history's juiciest secret. The abundance of natural resources in this region, from metals to minerals, echoed Plato's descriptions of Atlantis' wealth. Enter Mansa Musa. Nestled within the rugged terrain near the Su-Masa area, the Fold Mountains tell stories of megalithic terraforming forces of ages long gone. These majestic formations serve as a crucial piece of the puzzle in understanding the geological history that could underpin the Atlantis legend. My travels this trip didn't stop in Spain and Morocco. The last stretch of my 4-week-long trip, I found myself once again standing in the Rashad structure for a third time in 2 years. My personal discovery of the Eye of Africa on Google Earth in 2008, later brought into the spotlight by Jimmy Corsetti's Bright Insight channel, really began a profound personal journey of discovery. It aligns with historical accounts such as those by Herodotus, Plato, and local word-of-mouth history. The Berbers have their own cataclysm myth, distinct from Plato's Atlantis, and King Atlas of Mauritania emerges from the local lore as a separate figure celebrated for his unique contributions to ancient astronomy and cartography, including the first celestial globe. But when Jimmy did his videos in 2018, along with ancient maps and using my own eyes, a gut feeling told me we're onto something big here. This could be the very heart of Atlantis, with its concentric circles and a history that just seems to leap out of the sand. Standing at the edge of this massive geological wonder, you're hit with a sense of awe. It's not just the enormous size, but it's the evidence of extensive quarries and water channels. It's all pointing to something more than natural formation. The structure challenges the very fabric of geological understanding, questioning the possibility of it being a mere volcanic tectonic dome. Which isn't even a dome, it's a bowl. Sophisticated networks of canals echo Plato's description of a level plain and speaks of a civilization that could have thrived over 1 million years ago with an infrastructure far more advanced than anything we've attributed to ancient societies. The Eye of Africa is challenging preconceived narratives, presenting that Atlantis was not just a figment of imagination. The story of Atlantis isn't just a tale. The Richat structure, with its ancient megastructures and convergence of history and geography, challenges traditional understanding, suggesting Mauritania, home to King Atlas, might also be the heart of Atlantis' ancient capital. When one heads toward the Rashad structure, they must first leave the paved roads in the ancient city of Attar and head east to the edge of a 2,000-foot-high Adrar plateau, a rugged expanse of land marked by ancient machining scars etched into its surface. Patterns visible from above at the Adrar Plateau's highest point reveal quarry score lines and megalithic mining evidence, hinting at a deeper connection to the fabled Atlantis legend, bearing witness to centuries of mining and excavation activity, suggesting an ancient civilization left behind traces of their ingenuity and resourcefulness. One of the most intriguing features of this highest area is the presence of parallel canals, intricately carved into the hard bedrock for a reason now lay silent, their waters dried up and their purpose shrouded in mystery. I walked down one of these structures on my first visit, which hinted at a sophisticated engineering prowess for possible flood control, irrigation, or as transportation routes. But I was there a third time to see another part of the mystery. The Tomiyat Mountain, which is really a pair of 300-foot-tall twin hills with a striking alignment with ancient mound patterns found around the globe. But both the mountains are bisected with quarry cuts that parallel up to the highest point on the Adrar Plateau. I just had to get this shot, demonstrating that the megalithic quarry cuts are real and could be seen from the ground. I'd visited here many times from Google Earth, but seeing this up close was breathtaking. I was on the cusp of a groundbreaking discovery that would reshape our understanding of history forever. Another place I'd almost visited on my first visit is what Randall Carlson said were being mined by someone 1.2 million years ago. I had to finally go see them. Leaving my Chinguetti fantasy resort behind, I drove 100 kilometers of dirt road and in some parts just sand, which led me to the east side of the largest ring of the Richat. It wasn't my first time there, but for a different reason. The last time was to visit fortifications 4 and 5. This time it was to visit the adjacent ancient quarry field that Randall Carlson had mentioned. Chert played a vital role in the development of ancient civilizations, from shaping tools to igniting innovation. As I reflected on the significance of chert being mined for over 1 million years and its influence on human technology, I realized its profound impact on the course of history. From the Google Earth view, parallel perpendicular pathways were evident, stopping the possibility from it being the work of camels or another animal creating paths. These perpendicular paths were left over from someone who had actually quarried these fields of the stone. But from the ground, any of those were obscured by chaos of sloped ground and sand and chert. And the slope of the hill was so extreme when I got there that perhaps it was some ancient waterfall after all, cutting through the quarry. These ancient formations, marked by evidence of tooling and extraction, offer tantalizing clues to early human technology and innovation. As I examined the chert outcrops, I couldn't help but wonder about the people who once inhabited this land, their lives intertwined with the natural resources that surrounded them. Amongst these outcrops, the evidence of ancient tooling and extraction suggested a sophisticated undertaking of stonecraft and craftsmanship, and it revealed a glimpse into the lives of our ancient ancestors, their ingenuity and resourcefulness shining through the ages. I couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and reverence for the ingenuity of our ancestors' legacy living in the stones beneath my feet. Dive into the Rashad revolution. Make sure to subscribe to me and click the bell so we can together peel the layers of mystery that have shrouded this site for millennia. Together we will explore the evidence, confront skepticism, and uncover truths long hidden from our collective memory. Each of these places brings a piece of the story to life, hinting at the revelations that are as exciting as they are profound. From the guarding rocks of Gibraltar and Jebel Musa to the historical whispers of Cadiz, the mysterious depths of Morocco's towering Atlas Mountains, and the eye-opening Rashad structure, we're piecing together a narrative that could redefine our understanding of history. The quest for Atlantis begins anew, right here amidst the sands of the Sahara. We're uncovering secrets that have waited ages to be discovered. Let's explore together what lies beneath the sands, and maybe, just maybe, we'll find the answers we've been looking for. Welcome to the Richat Revolution. Let's get started.